Hello, Leo. I might look a little crazy. Having one of those days. Oh. Is my table clean? Yes, it is. Okay, sorry. It was just, I think that was water from when I washed it down. Anyway, I'm doing a new part of this new segment. I'm doing love every other week, and I'm doing general readings every other week. So, like, every Friday I'll try to release some videos. This week is going to be love, clearly. The first half is for relationships. The second half is for singles. And then every other week it'll just be general. Whatever comes through, comes through. In the general, it could end up being love too. I'm not limiting it, but I'm just making sure like every other week there's love because people keep asking for it. Okay, so to get this started, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot for the tarot cards by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite. For the support cards as needed, the Romance Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Yes. Let me just throw that. There we go. All right. And I let them come out as needed. I don't pull them out unless I kind of feel the need to. So, just in case, because I've noticed there's been a few times that it hasn't really been warranted. So. This is their side? Okay. You know what? Now that I've said that, I think I am going to shuffle some Romance Angel cards here, because, what is going on here, Leo? I feel you're going to go through this situation on your side quite well. The other side might be a little bit turbulent. At the very least, you're getting something that you want, but they might not be getting what they want. Okay. I feel like this is kind of going to land on your side, though. Now, when we're starting the situation, it seems like both sides are kind of... I feel like when we're starting this, it's more in their court. You're going along with what they want. Excuse me, my nose is dripping. Just had a lot of hot sauce. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry. It's starting off in their court. Like, things are the way they want them to be. But you're changing. You're changing that. You're making them go your way after this. I feel like as they're sitting pretty and they're all happy with how things are going, you're just kind of going ahead and making changes as you want. Now, I feel like however this is going right now, you're not really... Like, they're happy, but you're not on board with how the situation is. No, am I not hitting on this right? You're feeling like you're putting in a lot of effort, or you need a break. You need a break. Which is interesting, because there's the Knight of Rods there, really? They're saying even the Knight of Rods needs a break. Alright. Okay, so this is interesting. So you're taking action to make sure you have time to yourself to recuperate. Oh, okay, so the Knight is going out to... You need recharge time. They want you to do something, and you're kind of like, I'm not going to do that. I need time for me. I'm kind of feeling they want you to do something for them, or there's something you usually take care of, and you're kind of like, I need to take a time out here for a minute. I almost feel like you're telling them, I need a minute, so you need to take care of this for this week, or whenever this is. Alright, that's interesting. I'm getting like, there's something going on. You need a moment to just relax. Although all the cards on your side are good. So I'm not really sure if you're under the weather, because I'm not really feeling that. Something is pulling you away from the relationship for a moment, and the other side has to pick up the ball and care for things that you normally would. Okay. I feel like you have a lot of energy. Like a Leo usually has a lot. They do a lot. They seem to just go from one to the next. It feels like boundless energy. Well, I'm a Pisces, so to me it's like, wow, they're dynamos. Even though I have some Aries in my chart that keeps me going, I'm really like Leos, Scorpios, certain characteristics like those. They have a lot of energy, and they just can seem to go. So I'm seeing like when you step back, for some reason you have to step back, or there's something you have to take care of, and the other side of the relationship has to pick up the ball and take care of the things you normally would. I feel like taking care of what they normally would plus yours is really taxing for them. And I feel like they see this, they know this going into it. But I feel like they do accept it, but they're a little apprehensive, and you're aware of that, and you're encouraging, like, you can handle this, go ahead, come on, just for a little while. Come on, I have to do this. And they're like, okay, and I feel like they take the gauntlet. And now it's interesting because whatever it is that you're handing over to them, I feel like there's a prioritized way of handling it, and they're going to handle the most important things. The important things get taken care of, but I feel like there are some things that are going to slip through the cracks. I don't know why it makes me giggle, but beyond the fact that I feel like you're not expecting them to be able to do everything, but there's certain things that need to be handled, and the more they can handle, the better for you. They take care of this stuff for you, and you like it. You feel confident with that. Like, they can do it, and if whatever they can't, I'll just pick up the pieces when I come back. I feel like that's what we're going with this, but I also think you're fully aware that they can't shoulder the whole load, and I don't feel like you're really expecting them to, but you're kind of like, do as much as you can just to keep things going. And they're feeling this responsibility on them. They don't want to let you down. And it gets out of hand fairly quickly, I'm feeling. Like, I feel like there's a lot of mistakes. But, excuse me, I don't feel like you're upset about it. I don't even feel like you're shocked. I still feel like you're not expecting them to do everything. Just you're like asking them to do as much as they can, but they're trying to keep up with everything. They're trying to do their best. And I feel like the wheel spins and things go flying everywhere. What's that? The frosting hits the fan. I know you know what I mean, but I'm gonna use the word frosting. The frosting hits the fan. Let's put it that way. It's a sticky mess. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. I feel kind of bad for the other side because they really feel bad that they weren't able to keep up as much as they wanted to. You know what? I really feel like when you come back to the situation, they took care of enough. Like, you're not upset. Enough was taken care of. You can pick up the pieces. I feel like you even have to move in and help them pick up some things they might have dropped on their own side that they normally would handle. But I feel like you're looking at it like, it's all fixable, it's all doable, I'll help you, no problem. I feel like I feel like they really are kind of upset about it. I really do. They feel like they dropped the ball. I'm getting the Four of Swords on their side. They feel bad about it. Like, whoever your partner is, I'm getting that they feel bad about it. And it's like they have this warped view of the situation, like they failed the relationship, they failed you. I feel like it's coming down on them hard. I got the Ten of Swords on their side. This is how it is. But I feel like I don't feel like you're upset. You're the Nine of Cups. You're like, everything's fine, it's fine, and you help them pick up the pieces, and it's not that anything is lost. I just feel like they're disappointed in themselves. But, like, you're not meant to be the same person. You each have your own strengths, and I feel like you might have to point that out to them. Like, these are your strengths, and these are my strengths, and I know I asked you to do a lot, but I didn't expect you to do everything, and I thought I told you that. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. You're not meant to do, like, the same things I do. It's just certain things that we wanted to keep going, and you did that. You did fine. Like, I feel like you're not even upset in the least. I really don't think so. And the other side, like, they're like, this is what helps. Like, I feel like this is a new dawn. who? Somebody else. Was it Aries? Sagittarius. I don't know. Another fire sign had this card pop up too, but it popped up in a good position with the Death on your side and the Tower on their side. Like this breakdown seems to help you reevaluate or redirect the relationship. Like, I don't feel like this is the end of anything. I really don't. But I feel like it's becoming more aware of each of your strengths, their strengths. And hiccups. Sorry. Ooh. What are we gonna do? What are we doing with the Death here? I feel like you're seeing a vulnerability of them that you didn't see before, and this is like a new beginning. Like I don't feel like you're like there's something about them you weren't aware of. You saw them in a certain light that wasn't good for the relationship, and it's like this is a reevaluation. Like you're seeing more of them. I feel like you're getting close to your partner, even if you've been with them 20 plus years. I feel like there's something that you're seeing from this situation, like you're getting closer. I do feel like this is getting closer. Because it's like a strengthening of a bond more than anything. Even, like I said, even if you've been with each other like 20 plus years, I feel like this is, like it's hard for them. I don't want to make light of it, because I really feel like it's hard for them. And they want things to work out. The control issues thing here, they want everything to work out. I just feel like they got flustered and it just blew up imploded on them, blew up on them. The frosting hit the fan, if you know what I mean, which I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. Let's see, anything, I know. My dog Chloe wants to say hello. Say hello, Chloe. Okay, yeah, I know. She says, it's all me. I don't think you're a Leo. Well, you might be a Leo. I got her from the pound. I really don't know when her birthday is, but when her true birthday is. I just consider, like, what was it? The summer. I consider it the summer. Oh, not that matters. She might be a Leo puppy. You never know. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I know. She's like, give me attention right now. Anyway, calm down, honey. Now, I do see, like, for the religious, like the spiritual, I think that's a better way to put this, the spiritual section of this reading, it's really weighing on them heavily. They feel like they let you down. And I feel like that's the only part that concerns you, that you're trying to, like, get them to pull out of this funk. You're like, come on. Like, it's, like, you're trying to, I feel like you constantly have to remind them for a little while. Like, I feel like because they're really beating themselves up about it. Like, I got the wedding card here. Like, this relationship to them, whether you've been 2 weeks, 20 days, 20 years, whatever, to them, this is a very important relationship, and they feel like they let you down. They can't seem to get over it. But I feel like this is a good thing, though, because you're getting closer. And I feel like you're very compassionate, and you're very, like, I feel like you're very compassionate about it. Even though you're kind of like, will you just let it go? I still feel like you're very accommodating to the situation. And it's because this person means a lot to you. I feel like you're giving a little bit more sympathy than you normally would, just because you're just like, this person is worth it, you know how they are, and you're just like, it's not that big a deal, this is okay. So I feel like you constantly have to explain that. I feel like it goes over and over and over again. And it's just like it lessens over time, and you're aware of that, and you're just like, as long as it keeps lessening, but, you know, come on, like, it's fine. Like, I feel like you have to, like, go through a couple times that, like, you're this type of way, I'm this type of way. I didn't expect you to do everything. I just wanted you to try to do as much as you could. I didn't realize you were going to run yourself into the ground. I didn't understand that was going to happen. That being said, this part of the reading, since it's for couples, if this is hitting for you and you haven't had to go, if something's pulling you away from the relationship and the other person has to take over some of your responsibilities, if this is before it happens, you might want to prioritize and just, like, I don't know, pull in extra help, or just somehow try to, I don't know, I feel like they're going to try to do everything anyway, but just try to, like, as a precursor, tell them you don't expect them to do everything and it's a lot. Just like maybe give them 2 or 3 things you really need done, and then kind of push the rest to the next week if you have to. Or I see this. I'm saying this, and I see some of you talking to your partner, and you're saying like, I just need these 2 or 3 done, and then they're like, but this, that, and that thing, and they have to be done too, and I can do that, and they're like, I feel like they're like, no, I can do it, and you're kind of like, but I still feel like they try to, and it's not like they want to do it all. They just feel like they don't want other people to be let down. They're taking on too much. I know they're gonna. It seems like even if you bring this forward beforehand, I feel like it's gonna kind of play out in some similar fashion. Like, you're gonna say these 2 or 3 things need to be done. They're gonna think 2 or 3 other things need to be done. Like, your priorities aren't gonna match or something. So they're gonna do the things you want done, but then they're gonna do the other things they also feel that you take care of that need to be done, and they're still gonna get overwhelmed. But if you try in the beginning, I just feel like it just makes life easier for you, and just it works to your benefit. I still feel like they're going to overdo it. And I feel like we're going, the Tower and the Death card, they're major arcana. You're going to become closer because of this, and I feel like that's why it's happening. So this needs to happen to bring some more closeness. Like, even if you've been with each other for 20 years, I feel like you're going to learn something about each other that you were like not expecting. And I say that funnily because, like, if you've been with somebody for 20 years, you're just like, how could I learn any more? I've been with this person for X amount of years. But I don't know. Well, when you see it at the end, let me know. I mean, I appreciate the comments. All right. So I feel like I went on about that for a while. I think all these love readings are going to go on for a while, so I apologize for that. So that's good with that. Let's go on to singles for Leo. So singles for Leo. Singles for Leo. Right, singles for Leo. Single Leos. Okay. Alright, we are heading out. We got love on our mind. Well, it's good. It's a love reading. It's always nice when the Two of Cups shows up. These go together. Are these also here? Okay. Alright, you got some complicated thing going on here. Wow. Ooh. Single Leo. Make me jealous. I don't know if that's really going to work. Let's release. It's the release of that? I don't know. Well, we'll come back to you if necessary. There's love. Okay. So tell me, put down the deck and just read what's out here. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Leo. Single Leo. Wow. Make me jealous. Seriously. Your overall energy is the Two of Cups. This sometimes, oddly enough, gets confused with the Lover's card. To me, this is more of like a date type thing. It's a good start type thing. The Lover's card, which is also in your reading, which is your end result. This is the cementing of a relationship that's going to go on for a long while. To me, this is how I read them. Everybody reads them their own way. So there's no wrong or right way. I'm not trying to say that. But for me, this is how I read them. Sometimes they flip-flop on me. In this reading, though, I feel like love is in the air for you. There's a lot going on here. There might be... Is this someone from the past? No, this is not someone from the past. Alright, so this is like moving on from things that hold you back in some sense. You're somehow going to the next level. You're giving things a shot. At first blush, you might be questioning if you want to do that. This is where we're starting. I feel like with the Seven of Rods plus the Knight of Pentacles there, you're setting out to make this happen. I feel like you're nervous, and you're worried about patterns from the past. You're worried about this not going well. You're kind of nervous about starting another relationship, but you got the Knight of Pentacles on your side, which means you're not giving up. You're still going to try. Even though you're nervous about it, you're going to give it a shot. Which, this is interesting because where you're standing, like 2 cards popped out. You got a lot of multiple card thing going on here. A few different places. You got the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Rods. So I feel like this is where you're standing. You want to give your cup of love to somebody. You want this to happen. You're ready. You're nervous. Like, you got the 10 of rods here. You are nervous. You're not sure about what you're doing in the sense of, like, things have gone awry before. Things have been hard to deal with. It's just, it can be a lot. It can be a big mess, but you're just like, you know what? I want to. And I'm aware that it could be a train wreck. But for whatever reason, it's happened in the past. I got to give it a fair shot. I want this to happen, and I'm going to make it happen again. I feel like you've had your mind made up. That it could be... you're worried about what could happen. I feel like you're looking at the past, and you're like, I've thought I've made good decisions before, and it just hasn't worked out. You're a little nervous about finding somebody else who's going to make your life a living hell. Okay? I feel like that's what you're worried about. But you're like... It's worth it. It's worth trying. I'm not in the mood to give up. I'm not in that place where I'm going to give up. I'm going to try again. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find myself someone. I feel like you're dead set on this. If this is hitting for you as a single Leo, you're like, I'm ready to do it. I know there's a chance that this might be a bad idea, but I'm going for it. I'm going for it. So that being said, I'm not really thinking you have anybody in mind just yet. You've just decided you're going to find someone. Okay. So this is like full board, ready to go. Let's do it. Let's get her done. That being said, what's going on? This is your mental state. You got the 3 of rods, the 9 of swords, and the Queen of swords. The 9 of swords. So this is interesting. You're worried that you might not be able to find what you're looking for, but you're trying to you're moving away from things that didn't work in the past. You're trying to step away from limitation. I do feel like you're trying to step away from limitation. Now the Queen of Swords, especially when it's in your mental aspect, I feel like you're being brutally honest with yourself. I'm kind of feeling, when I'm seeing her in this position with these other 2 cards, especially when it's right next to the 9 of Swords, I feel like you're trying to own things in the past. And you're like, even if it wasn't my fault, how did I get attracted to this person? How did I not see this? Or what was there that I should have done a little differently? I feel like you're doing a very strong, very frank, a very brutal self-audit. I don't feel like you're like beating yourself down, but you're just like, to you it's like calling a spade for a spade. Whatever that meaning might be for you. I don't even know how that works. I've heard people say that before, but I'm not even sure what that means. Spades in like a traditional deck of playing cards, that usually is like a sword card. So if it's like a spade upside down, that'd be bad communication. I don't know why we're saying that. Okay, so if we're going for that, I'm thinking you're looking at how you've communicated before and how things have gone off track before. You're trying to like get a hold of it. Like I feel like you're really trying to like identify like what type of communication style you need to find somebody else with. You need to find somebody who's conducive with who you are. You're aware that there's some things that are just who you are, and no matter how hard in the past you've tried to change certain things, you're starting to accept like just because some people can't handle the way I am doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that. It just means that wasn't the right match for me. Okay. So I feel like you're being more, like there's certain parts of your personality that you are who you are. And you just need to find somebody who's okay with that or has the matching capability. Okay. And you're trying to move on from mistakes from the past to find somebody else who matches you better. I feel like that's where you are. You're like, you know what? I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I don't think anybody else is either. And this is how I work through life. I feel like you're owning your personality more. Like, I don't care who it is. We all have our good and bad traits. There's just no way around it. And I feel like you're owning yours, and you're just like, I have to find somebody who can handle my bad traits. I don't really feel like they're really that bad. You just might have a little extra energy when you explain something that might be a little hard for somebody to handle. And you're just like identifying, like, you know what, if I come across that person and they get upset right in the beginning, not a match. It's just not going to last anyway. Okay. So this is where you're standing, your mental thoughts. You're ready to get into the game. You have the 7 of Swords in the past. This is like the foundation. you're aware of this. This is, again, I feel like this is just more rehash. You're aware of problems that happened in the past. You're aware of the things that didn't work out, like you may have said something or whatever, but you're also aware that, you are who you are. And, like, that person wasn't bad, nor are you. It's just your communication styles or the situation. It just wasn't a match. It just wasn't. I feel like you're owning that a lot more in this section. Okay. I feel like you've been thinking about this. This isn't like a new thought either. When I'm saying this now, if this reading's hitting for you, you've been rehashing this. And you're well aware that there's certain people you just don't match with because they're just not going to be able to handle. I feel like there's a lot of strength there, and you're aware of that. And it's not. I feel like maybe you might have felt more guilty in the past because of how you said stuff, but now it's like, all right, I do come across strong, but that doesn't mean we need to fall apart about it. I just feel like you're well aware of the type of person that matches you better than just trying to match somebody else just because of the way you feel for them. Okay. Going to the future here. Okay, so I feel like this is more as you go in, you're being very mindful of that. If you come across someone and you start you're feeling like, okay, there's attraction here. Well, you have attraction to them. You start to talk with them. You see there's some attraction back. That's great. I feel like you're kind of putting some things out there. You're like putting out some feelers just to see how they can handle your personality. There might be a couple little test conversations. I almost feel like you might bring up like politics or something a little controversial just to see how they react, and so that you can react back honestly, just to see if they can keep up and see if they can handle it. I just kind of feel like there's a little edginess there, just to see if it's gonna work. Okay. It makes me want to giggle a little bit because I feel like you're kind of like teasing the bull a little bit. You're like poking you're poking the snake a little bit. Just to see how they react, and then how you match up in that sense. I don't feel like it's malicious. It's just like getting some conversations going, just to see where it's like partly just to see where each of you lie on certain subjects, but also to like see how you match up if you don't agree. See how that kind of goes through, if it's going to be like, oh my god, we can't handle this, or you know what, we can keep up with each other, we both have similar traits. You're trying to find this out in the beginning. That's why you're doing this, because you're like, why play nice now just to find out later that this was going to fall apart anyway? Okay. Got a lot going on, Leo. I really feel it's great, though, because I feel like this is working for you. I do want to say I don't think this would work for everybody, but for you, this is working. Now, I don't know if it's the first or second or third person. Like, I feel like you're touching around a little bit just to find the right one. And I feel like there's almost like these group conversations in some sense. Like, I don't feel like it's just one conversation, you just find one and that person's the match. I feel like you might go through a few. But when you find the right one, you're all on board. I feel like once the right one and you kind of like match up, there we go. You got the Ace of Rods, you got the Nine of Rods. Great start, passionate start, victory. This is a victory card to me, I'll be honest with you. This is like, I feel like this is like a victory one. Like, you feel like you found a good match and you're ready to give it a shot. It goes right into the Lover's card. Like, your end result is the Lover's card. Like, this is a great match. I feel like the other person is in agreement. You've got the 10 of coins on their side. They feel like this is a done deal. I don't know. This seems kind of Disney-esque to me. I like the word Disney, apparently. I've been saying it for months now. But, I mean, it's not without merit, but I feel like they're on the same page. That's why you got the Lover's card here in the end. Like, as you're moving on to this section, it's a match. And you're starting off in the next section here. So, I feel like it's going very well. Ironically, half of the reading usually goes for Oracle cards. This half didn't, because I feel like everything came out. I think it all came out. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate the comments. If you want to leave me a comment below, if you found this helpful, if you didn't, anything like that, I very much appreciate it. It's a new thing I'm trying. If it doesn't work, I'll probably stop. But if it seems to hit with people, I'll keep going. If you want a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.